Hello, I'm Benson and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a enclosure, and this is from Acmer, and this is the R10. At the moment they're on offer, but usually you can get them for about $100 or so. If you follow my channel, you will know that I love my laser machine and I love my custom made enclosure, but they are bulky and heavy. And if you don't have specialized tools, it's quite hard to make these kind of enclosures. And this is where the ready-made enclosure does make a difference, because you don't want all the smokes and fume inside your studio or your workplace. And as long as you have a good extractor fan, which kind of extract all the smoke out, and this will be ideal. So I'm going to have my enclosure built and put it over here. So I will have my two custom built one, and then the ready-made one over here, which is ultra portable. And the reason why I say it's ultra portable is because everything is inside this box, and this is kind of a tiny box, and I can lift it with just one hand. There is no way I can lift those things, and there's no way I can lift those things up with one hand. But anyway, let's build this and see how strong and how good this is. Okay, out of the box you have a exhaust pipe, you got a fan. I think this is a 12 centimeters fan, and this is a USB connection, some screws and Allen key, a USB charger, kind of the power supply. So this looks like the corner for the plastic tubing. You got a flange for your exhaust port. So you got a metal tightening ring, a pair of gloves. Okay, you got different length of tubing, and this is all marked. 1, 2, 3. Finally, you got the fabric housing, and that's it. Quite easy. Wow. And one thing good about this ready-made enclosure is that it already includes a window, and the window usually are zip open, so you can access the inside without actually having to open the box. So let's build it and see how nice this is. Okay, so let's have a look. Part list, instructions. Use the T-joint to build a steel pipe frame. Actually, that's the only instruction you get. Sorry about my blocked nose. This is hay fever season, and I've been working outdoor the whole day trying to get my solar panel connected, which is all done now, so I can play. Oh man, this is so much easier than me making my custom built enclosure. Remember how much timber that I have to cut. At this point I probably like sawing material and then dust everywhere. Okay, 1 and 2. 1 and through. They all have this like click-in system. And I guess the other good thing is that when I come to selling the machine, or when you need to put it away, you can actually like take it apart. Whereas my enclosures, they are usually timber screwed and glued together. There's no way you can get rid of it. Okay, those are 1s and 2s. At this point I don't really care anymore. I'm just going to throw things around. I just want to get it done quickly. Okay, so this does it matter which direction? Well, it shouldn't be, right? This is symmetrical, so you know. Let's just build the top frame. I hope it's not going to haunt me later. That seems to be a bit harder to fix. Not sure why. Got 2 more layers to do. I think this is a bit bigger than my table here. But that will not stop me. Well, so far there's no resistance to any of my effort to put this together. Come on, let's beat the record. Okay, so now all four corners are compressed properly. All done. The frame is done. I think it's supposed to sandwich the cloth in between these two. Oh, this hay fever is killing me. I mean, if I am to design an enclosure, this is what I probably would have done, which is to make sure the fan and the sprouts are lined up. There must be an easier way to do this, but I'm not going to give up on it just yet. Okay, let's have a look at the inside. So once I tighten up the screws, it kind of hold the fabric and the exhaust in place. But now I need to get my hands into the screw place. Whew. Okay, let's have a look. So if I hold on to the nut at the back with clamp pliers, and then okay, that one is tightened. That one is tightened. Okay, and the whole thing just go above and over the enclosure. It's like a tent. It's like building a tent. Ah, can you guys see that? So this is the last step. You open the big zip on the bottom here. Put the cover over your frame. Make sure all tight on all corners. Now is the time that if it doesn't fit, then your joint might not be perfect. Okay, then I close the zip. Oh my god, this is so easy. If my bench is that little bit bigger, it'll be even easier. There we go. All done. So you got two windows, one on the front here that you can access your laser from the front. And then you have another one on the top that you can access. Look how light this is. Look, this weight next to nothing. Once you take the machine out, if you need to move this around, no problem. So the exhaust go onto the flange. You just need to use the tightening thing here to tighten the collar onto the exhaust port. Make sure it's tight. And now this is attached, ready to port outside. There we go. So here's some side by side. So you got the Acmer R10 laser enclosure. You got my laser packer in the custom made wooden one and the Niji Max 4. Now when they designed this enclosure, they already think about how you're going to route the tape. They already thought about how you're going to route the cable out from the fan. So here, there's already a cutout, which is a cross, but they stitch it like a round circle here so you don't ruin your fabrics when you push cable out. So let's try this. So once you push the USB port out, just pull all the access cable out. And that's it, and you are good to go. Obviously you can't just like, you know, put it inside the room. Maybe through a filter, yes, but even so, I would rather that go outside instead of inside. Now the fresh air is supposed to be coming in from this port right here. Now this is like a Velcro flap that you can open and close. With any laser enclosure, you try to achieve a negative pressure inside. What I mean with negative pressure is that the airflow needs to go in from here, and then mixing with the smoke and then get extracted on the opposite side. So for example, if you put a piece of tissue at the inlet and it gets stuck down, that means that there is enough power to suck air through here, and obviously there is enough power to make sure that if there is any holes or seams on the rest of the enclosure, most of the air is still coming through the port here. If you find that you're lasering and the smoke starting to come out from the seams and stuff like that, then sometimes this opening is too big. Then you can close maybe part of it and just leave part of it open, or just get a bigger fan to overcome the airflow. Now don't do this at home because it could be potentially burn down your house. There's no way I can show you how the smoke extraction work in my workshop because like I don't want to make smoke everywhere. That's why we are out in the open. So I'm going to fill up the enclosure with smoke, and I'm going to unplug the power from the exhaust first and let the smoke build out, and then I'm going to turn on the exhaust fan and you can see what happens. So without the extractor fan, you can see that a little bit of smoke is coming out from here. So at the moment inside is full of smoke and I don't see any smoke from the seams, but let's turn on the extractor port. So some of you will be thinking like, oh, is the fan strong enough? Well, it is strong enough to extract the smoke from the enclosure to hopefully outside of your space. Oh. So that's all I've got time for you today. I am going to put a laser in the enclosure. Yeah, I do like the enclosure because it's so lightweight and take no time to put together. Sometimes you think about like, you know, making the enclosure, why bother when you can have something like ready-made and easily put together. The only thing is the exhaust fan is still a bit weak. On its own, yes, it will take out all the smoke and it will create a negative pressure on the machine, so you don't need to worry about smoke coming out from the seams and stuff like that. But it does take some time for the smoke to be cleared when there's loads of it. Obviously I exaggerated the scenario. Usually when you laser, there is only one point of source which is making the smoke, and given time then you will get cleared. But if I match this with my inline fan, then yeah, it really sucks out the smoke quite quickly. Thank you very much for watching. I can't wait to see you next time with more interesting gadgets. Bye bye.